Richard Alfrich, former county employee, foreman, Pike Lake Tool House Shop. I've been here before to address you guys. And it was about kind of spreading my tax money around in kind of a careless manner. And that's kind of what brought me here today. I tell you what, guys, I don't understand. No matter what this man's experience is, a guy that's been paid the wages that he's been paid for 27 years as a county attorney appears as a person that the board seems to think is starving to death. You have to bring them back into the county payroll to get a job done. I hope this gentleman over here doesn't mind me mentioning him. I know Gary throughout my 30.5 years of employment with St. Louis County. A very intelligent, fair person. I just can't believe that you can't give this guy a shot at the interim position until you're able to get a permanent replacement. You would nullify, I don't know, but I believe you're going to give him a car and a cell phone like Sammy said. You could nullify the expense of that car. You could nullify the expense of his travel. You could nullify the expense of his cell phone. That's my concern. To me, gentlemen, that's money that I pay on these tax sheets. This is only one tax sheet and 140 or one piece of property I have that has a $15,000 500 increase in value for next year. That's going to raise my taxes. My health insurance went to $2,890.32 a quarter. A retired county employee with a pension. They want me to take 1/3 of it every month so I can pay my health insurance. That's why it bothers me for you guys to be able to take, and I'm sure it's going to be 100,000 plus figure, because I doubt if he's going to settle for less than that. And I object to that. It just puzzles me. You've all been elected into office to do a job and be a steward of the taxpayers' money. And I think that's all that most of us ask, that you be a steward of the taxpayers' money. And this is not an example of it. If you don't agree with my point, that's perfectly all right. But I feel you're headed in the wrong direction in this appointment when you have people available that are qualified to do it. Thank you for your time, and hopefully you'll make the right decision. I have one other thing. I believe it's in Keith Nelson's area, this County Road 47 deal. I don't know if you travel it, Keith. It is a bad, bad road. It's been put on the back burner now for, I believe, at least 3 years. And as time progresses, I'm sure the reconstruction cost of that road is going to increase. And if we're talking about saving money and making it a little bit easier for people to get down that road, we got to do something about it. I talked to a guy from the volunteer fire department yesterday. He said if they have an emergency run, they cannot go over 30 miles an hour down that road to get out to 53. For patient comfort, that's the speed they can travel at. Please, guys, I'm going to be moving up there in the spring. So that's part of the reason, but I've been traveling it for 31 years that I've owned property up there. It's a bugger. Honest to God, it's a bugger. Thanks a lot.
I'll let Commissioner Nelson respond to that 47.
Sure.
I think all of us know a little bit about it, but Commissioner Nelson.
Thank you, Chair, Commissioner Forsman. And I do appreciate you bringing up Highway 47. There have been a number of issues. Marcus Hall, our county Public Works Director, has been aware of this road for an awfully long time, prior to my even getting on the board. But since I've gotten on the board, this has been a priority item. We are moving ahead with it. We have been delayed at several junctures on funding with the federal bill and with the state lack of support for funding on these types of projects. We're very hopeful that we're going to see a legislature this year at the state level that will start to address some of these critical transportation issues and safety concerns, because you are correct. I was on Highway 47 yesterday. There are a number of safety concerns there that have been critical over the years and are still critical today. We have moved ahead. We've purchased all of the right-of-way along that section. We have taken steps to work through some of the issues on those parcels we have not been able to secure at this point. But the second thing is we need to work through a number of issues with the Army Corps of Engineers on wetland concerns along that route, and that has also given us some issues to work through. So I can tell you you know how many good people we have up at Public Works. There's a lot of good people working very hard to make sure that that road is addressed. So thank you for bringing that forward.
Yeah, I guess the other thing that maybe some money that could have been put aside for that road, instead of building that pretty little pond at Pike Lake and that bridge, I'm sure that's costing the taxpayers quite a few dollars too. I just don't understand those kind of expenditures.
I need to address the pond. The pond is necessary because of drainage issues. We didn't have a choice but to put that in, okay? And some of the other issues that we have out there and working with the pumps and stuff. Those are, I understand that not everybody has full knowledge of what you have to do under the MPCA regulations, but that pond was part of the permitting process to be able to build that state-of-the-art facility up there and share that property with of course the state, and really build a very efficient structure. So again, all of those things are, we don't get to write a lot of these rules at the county level. It's our job to make sure that we're implementing them and following them. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Commissioner Rocker.
Just very briefly, I wanted, as the Chair of Public Works and Transportation, I want to report just yesterday, Pete Ekman called me, the engineer on this project, to bring me up to speed on the fact that it is moving forward. It is scheduled for this year. They've determined what the detours are going to be. They're addressing some issues and concerns of Elborn Township with respect to the road. And I think part of the reason the delay is not only a lack of money, but there's a decision to not just overlay the road, but to reconstruct the road, to do it in a way that it's going to last and stand the test of time. So the project has been on the drawing board for at least 2 or 3 years now, but it is going to be started this year. It will take the entire season to get it accomplished and quite possibly run into 2009 for final completion of it. So you're moving up there at a time when you're going to have to deal with some detours. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Rocker. I was given a note just to say that Lisa Potswald has announced to the press yesterday that her name was in candidacy. So to Sam Haddock, I would just say that that was a public name, and you were incorrect in using it there. So I apologize to that.
What's that?